Man, got around. OD7 back here. And today I have tales of victory and glory that will be demonstrated to you how to live according to beast mode law by adapting a savage mindset with a barbaric perspective on any situation that you may encounter in this modern day society we live in. Hey guys, the topic of today's video is the real reason that Big Boy continues to train Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and is getting ready to compete. Hey guys, I want to talk to you guys something about, change and a thing called CANI, which is it's an acronym. It's CANI. It stands for constant and never ending improvement, guys. And it actually comes from the Japanese, from the Toyota company, dude. They implemented this system where you can, if it isn't broke, you break it. And what that means, dude, a lot of us, man, and not just the United States, but in life as people. And my channel here is mostly for men. Not that I have anything against women, but men and women are different, and I don't try to wrap my head around their psychology. I just do what I do, and as I interface with women, if I like what they're bringing to the table, I let them have some scraps at the table. And if they're not bringing any meat to the table, then I put them back on the streets, man. That's just me. But back to the men in hand, dude. I just want to share with you, dude, as a man, we can get complacent. Like, a lot of guys, and I'm not, if you think I'm talking about you, I'm not. I got a right to tell my stories. But a lot of guys I know that have gotten out of prison and, they're working and they got a house, they got a vehicle, they got a family, and they're feeling like they're successful, right? And I take my hat off to those guys because they're under a paradigm of, hey, I've reached the status quo of wife, house, kids, vehicle, again, a job. And I'm not, in prison. I'm not doing the things I used to do. I think that's good. But it's just like if you're a gamer and when you look at life, man, life is a game. Don't get it twisted, guys. I want to share something with you. If you understand that, then you know that, life is not fair and there's no rules, man. The only rule is you collaborate and you associate and you gravitate toward people that are looking to help you achieve your goals, bro. And you help them achieve their goals, and to collectively through synergism, you guys become successful. And anybody who's not trying to help you achieve your goals, bro, kick them to the curb. Maybe not in a negative way, but just slowly disassociate with them because, dude, they're not evenly yoked. So when you look at yourself as a man, and I personally, I don't know Big Boy. I wish I did. He seemed like an awesome guy. I will tell you what I do know about him. To me, when you look at Big Boy and you look at a guy like Cali Muscle and Pitbull, right? These type of dudes, like, Mike Rashid, you look at C.T. Fletcher. There's a prisonish persona about them. What that means is, yeah, maybe they're square dudes, bro, and they're making money doing legitimate things, but you can look at them and tell that they got some roughness around the edges, which I think give them part of their personality, their appeal. I got the same thing. And so, as I follow Big Boy, and I learned about Big Boy through this dude named Rich Piana, man. And that's why I was impressed with Cali Muscle collab with him. I was impressed when Midwest Con collab with him. Big Boy to me, just being a Latino male, I look up to Big Boy. I'm proud of him. I got to tell you something, guys. As Latino males, I'm just being honest. I talked to a guy who's from the Dominican Republic, and it depends what part of the world you're from. So I'll give you an example. Guys are more like Latino from South America and like Mexico and stuff like that. They have a different type of machismo and Latino type of a vibe to them, whereas guys that are from like the Caribbean type, like Puerto Rico, Cuba, Dominican Republic, that kind of thing, like they got a different type of Latino thing. And I respect Mexican dudes and Chicanos and all that, but it's not the same vibeness like I have with Puerto Ricans and Dominican Republicans and Cubans. Like, we got a different vibe, But all I'm saying is this: I wish that me and Big Boy could be tight because he's, I respect the way that he handles his business. But the whole thing I'm saying, not that I'm on his jockstrap or anything, When I look at dude, he looks like a dude that's been to the pen, Holmes. When I look at him, the way he handles himself, the way he talks, man, I feel like he's been to the pen. I don't know if he has or not, you know what I mean? But all I'm saying is, man, he's come from prison and he did the same thing like Cali Muscle. He's taken the strength that you develop from incarceration, I believe, and he applied it in a positive way through powerlifting. And Big Boy and Pit Bull have set records in powerlifting. And, you know, I just really felt bad because YouTube's a community of where you always got to be proving stuff, this and that. I'm an old man. You got to look at me like the same thing as like CT Fletcher. The only difference between me and CT Fletcher, first of all, I was never a world champion. I've been a national champion, international powerlifting champion, international bodybuilder. But back then, I didn't have videos. Like, I didn't know like CT Fletcher knew to videotape myself, you know what I mean? Because I always knew I was going to be Mr. Olympia. And I figured then I would videotape or take pictures. But back then, I was so focused. But anyway, as I'm moving to Los Angeles, I'm going to be going through a lot of my paperwork and files, and I will find my prison paperwork. I will find my prison photos I've taken on prison yards. I will find the prison championships I won, and I will find my powerlifting competitions that I've won, and I'm going to show them on YouTube. Not because I have to prove anything, but just because I want to validate to Big Boy, Cali Muscle, Midwest Kong, and to CT Fletcher and the rest of the fitness strength community, even Larry Wills, that I'm a champion as well, and I should be somebody it should collab with. And then through that, the rest of YouTube will know to go to my Patreon and buy my courses on bodybuilding, powerlifting, strength training, and martial arts because I'm a proven champion. But the point I'm making is Big Boy, he's taken the strength that he's developed from doing burpees and pull-ups and dips, all those prison exercises. Then he applied it to powerlifting with the squat, bench press, and deadlift to a level that is impressive. You know, his lifts are, you know, a lot of his lifts are better than mine. You know, some of mine were up there with him, but like I said, I didn't go to those levels of competitions because I was mostly competing in the military and just stuff like that for ego. But the point I'm making is this, man. Big Boy has a forewithal when him and Cali Muscle start training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with Midwest Kong. I think Big Boy looked at it, you know, from a Latino male perspective. A dude's been to the pen, a dude with good genetic potential. He looked at it, he's like, hey, man, how much longer can I keep lifting all this heavy-ass weight and not do damage to my bones or my bone structure? And how can I leverage my existing power and strength more into this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu combat sports, right? And I call that the evolution. I call that the evolution of a warrior. Because Big Boy and Cali Muscle are warriors. Let me tell you something, man. When you start lifting them heavy-ass iron, Midwest Kong's a warrior. Hey, bro, you got to go to battle with yourself. Like, it's one thing, you know, I train people all the time. It's one thing, like, to train women and old ladies, and I train teenagers, and I even train athletes. It's one thing to train those type of people to do moderate weight for high repetitions, and I say between 12 and 15 reps. You can still get athletic performance out of weightlifting and weight training. It's a whole other thing when you get into weightlifting, one word, and powerlifting, dude, and lifting the kind of weight that Big Boy and Cali Muscle and Midwest Kong and CT Fletcher and them dudes lift. Like, well, dude, every time you go in the gym, and this is what got me away from, well, what really got me away from powerlifting was when I tore my pec. But prior to that, what kept me engaged in powerlifting was, you know, how the pizza slices, the 100, right? You guys follow me, right? The 100. 25% of the year, I train really heavy for powerlifting competitions. 25% of the year, I'll be honest with you, man. When I trained for bodybuilding, dude, I did a lot of lightweight, bro, because I was doing shaping exercises and I was doing sets of 20 to 30 reps, shaping exercises, machines, which gave my joints a break from the powerlifting. 25% of the year, I did what's called maintenance work, which I did medium type weights. And I got these broken down for you on my Patreon when you sign up for my nutritional counseling and my training packages. And then 25% of the year, dude, I just totally took off from weight training at all. I was in the military, so I did a lot of body weight exercise, push-ups, sit-ups, dips, pull-ups. I ran a lot, played sports, just having fun. Just getting away from the gym because you got to mentally give yourself a break. And I think through that type of cyclic training, I can understand what Big Boy's doing from my perspective, me psychoanalyzing him. I'm really proud of him. First of all, I seen him in a video with Nate Diaz, man, and just let me know that Big Boy's, first of all, he knows how to utilize his network. He knows how to reach out. Like I said, Mary and Molly, mess with a dude like Nate Diaz, bro. I think we're gonna see some big things with Big Boy in the cage fighting community, bro. But even if he never steps in the cage, I think he's headed in the right direction by continuing to train Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, bro. Because he's got an understanding, dude. Even if you have all the power and the strength physically, bro, you got to get to a point where you understand, man. Like, even though your muscles are big, bro, and you've tapped into your genetic potential, it comes a time when you get older where you got to start doing, you got to start learning about physiology, bro, and kinesiology to be able to utilize the leverages you're going to learn in jiu-jitsu, bro, which will get you then in more alignment with who you are as a warrior, man, with just being holistic and flexible and fluid like water.